Well, this little hole became interesting in a hurry. Never found two silvers in the same hole before. At least this year. Maybe last year I did. But here we are. You can see right on the front of this coin, it's the first effigy of Queen Elizabeth. So that's got to be silver. And that turns out to be it's a little stained on the back. 1961. If I'm not mistaken. And then we got the tiniest little ring I've ever found, or I've ever seen. I believe that's a toe ring. It's got a little ornament on the kind of tassel there. Looks like a rose. That's got to be sterling. Oh, two silvers in the same hole. One's a coin, one's a relic. Not a bad day at all. That's great. It's not a penny. That's all I can say. It's not a penny. Not sure if it's silver. It's a dime. Yeah, I don't want to mess with it. It certainly has the look and feel of silver. It wasn't that deep, maybe 3 inches. But in this location, you just never know. I'm going to put some water on that. I'll get right back to you. It's my last dig for the day anyway. How about that? It is old. That is old. I'm just going to see what the date is on this. It's in beautiful condition. You can probably see the date on there already. Just get my little magnifying glass out here. That's a 1915 dime. 1915. I am so happy with that. It is so beautiful. Haven't really even cleaned it yet. You see lots of detail there on the front. 1915. That's my third silver out of this permission. I'm so happy. Okay, we're out here in the park on a beautiful Saturday morning, and got new friends with me. There's Charles and Mara and Blaze. Say hi. Melissa's over there somewhere, I think. Oh, right over there with the other little girl, Pearl. So there's Melissa and Pearl, and they're swinging in the swing, and we're swinging the coil over here. We did a test run for these folks so they could help to learn their machine, and I had planted 6 different items. You can't even see the plugs here, which is great, but I planted 6 different items, including a gold wedding band, a silver ring, a silver quarter from 1953, 2 pennies, one deep and one shallow but at an angle, and then a big old hunk of iron, just so they can get an idea of their machine. They're running a Garrett AT Pro just like me, so that works out well. These folks have been down to Oak Island digging treasure, but they just got this brand new metal detector, and looks like we got something in the hole. You might be picking up the spade there, the trowel, so no, you got something in there.
Alright, give it another go, please. Go deep.
Push, push.
And we got the disadvantage of hard, dry dirt, which is not easy to dig in. It hasn't rained in a while, and that makes it difficult to dig in. And we've got a bottle cap.
That was a really good single, 75.
Yeah, it would be. Yeah, because it's round and it's metal, right? Yeah. So of course it's going to pick. No, you can get me there.
Okay, Blaze, check the hole again. Oh.
Yep, always recheck your hole.
Oh. Did it ping there?
Yeah. I don't know if it was the battery.
Okay.
Looks
okay,
like you
Blaze,
got it.
check the hole again, please. With your metal detector.
Okay, we're digging treasure at Oak Island here, it seems.
Certainly discussing it.
Look at this. All that work for a bottle cap.
All that work.
No, we had a big nail in
there. Oh, and a big nail. Oh,
big
sorry.
nail.
Yeah, big nail.
Oh, okay.
The big nail.
It was cool.
Any signal there, Mara?
No. Oh, 60.
You might even pick up the shovel from that distance. There's the one-armed bandit there.
Yeah.
What a trooper. Don't ever say you can't metal detect when you got one hand tied behind your back.
Pretty determined.
She's nothing if not determined, that one.
Oh, sorry.
So one of the things I was reading yesterday, which made a lot of sense, they bring a towel with them. They pile all this.
Yes,
towel.
yes. I put that on camera actually. There's a couple named Don and Judy, the Canadian Diggers. You want to look for their YouTube channel.
Oh, really?
They are fabulous, and I've actually asked to hunt with them, and we're going to line something up for later this year. But Canadian Diggers, Don and Judy, they've got the technique down to a science. They will be on a pristine front lawn that they've got permission reluctantly for, and they'll demonstrate to the homeowner how they go about repairing their holes. So Don just meticulously carves out a beautiful plug. He puts a cloth on the ground, puts the plug down, and any dirt that comes out as well, he'll put that on the cloth, so everything goes back in the hole. And we have little remnants of exposed dirt here, but in a park like this, it's not really going to matter too much. But if you're digging on a private premises, yeah, you really want to go to that length to preserve the ground.
Let's go.
So I really enjoy introducing other people, especially families, to this hobby. It's a great source of reward for me and pleasure. But Melissa, bless her heart, she gave me a little token of appreciation for me coming out with them today. Apparently she makes her own socks. Look at this. Gorgeous. She knits her own socks. And it's called the Hideaway Studio Knit Socks. Extremely good quality by the looks of it. I'm going to be wearing these this winter, that's for sure. Beautiful, beautiful socks. Thank you, Melissa. Well, I sure got some fancy bling here. I don't think it's anything really valuable, but it's pretty. It's a peacock. I already had a look at it up close, so I don't think it's gold, although it sure looks like it. But that's just a gold gilded peacock. Not sure what it would have been originally, because it's got, I think that's a threaded hole there, if I'm not mistaken, at the back. But it sure is a peacock. Not very heavy. I was sure I was pulling up a pull tab there, just because it was right in the roots of the grass. You know how pull tabs, they seem to get tangled in the roots. This was also tangled in the roots of the grass, and it was only a 75 on the Garrett ET Pro. So there you go, fancy bling. Just eyeballed a pair of sunglasses here, right on the surface. Pretty nice ones too. Fairly new. Bearcat it says on it. That looks like my style of sunglasses too. How about that? Well, maybe they just fell off somebody's head. But anyway, that goes in the bag for sure. Well, what do you think? Not bad, eh? For free. Well, I'm back here at my old favorite site, the fairgrounds, and like I say, I never go home empty-handed from here, and I've been here like 10 seconds. This is my first signal, my first target, my first find. It's a 1962 nickel. It was about, it was down about 6 inches, so nice and deep. Of course, I'm using my Garrett AT Pro today. This came in at a 85 or so, 85 on the Garrett. I got my settings set like this. I'll show you. So I've got it on standard coins mode. If I can get this focused. Standard coins mode. And yeah, that's my go-to settings whenever I'm here. Yeah, so got another hour or so to dig here, so hopefully I'll come up with some more old coins. Catch you on the next one. Okay, in that last hole I dug another nickel actually after I stopped filming that first one. The second one was a 1972, I believe, as opposed to a 1962, and a couple feet away here I believe I pulled up a silver. It's a dime, it's a squash dime. All I can get off the date is 196. I don't know what the last number is. Of course, that's critical because they stopped making silver coins in 1967. But I'll take that home and test it and see See if that is silver, but it's rather damaged. It's got one side that's really flattened. No idea what happened to it, but yeah, so far so good on this hunt. Alright, let's see what we got here. Nice signal. Bit jumpy. Bottle cap probably. That's not a bottle cap. What the heck is that? Looks like a button. Like one of the weirdest buttons I've ever seen. It's got a full shank on the back. That looks like they call it a thistle flower. That's beautiful. What the heck? That was only about 2 inches down. Came up in the high 70s, but also dipped down to the high 60s. So either there's another signal in here, or this was just giving off some weird numbers. I'm going to clean that up and see if it's silver. Okay, I don't see the word sterling or any hallmark on the back. That pattern, that thistle pattern, comes right through. So this is a stamped piece with the shank welded on. It's got a silver wash on it. But what a cool find. I've never seen a button like it. I'll add that to my collection. Well, I'll be darned. I found another cool relic. No idea, I just pulled it out of the hole. Looks like some kind of a clip or something. It's got a design on the front, like a shield. It's not that heavy. Don't see any writing on the back as yet. I'm going to have a closer look though, obviously. Never seen a clip like that before on anything. Let me clean it up a bit, I'll get back to you. Okay, it's not really anything valuable in terms of high quality metal. It's a curiosity for sure. No words, just that shield on the front, like a coat of arms almost. No idea what that belonged to. Interesting clip on the back. I don't know what that might have clipped onto, but yeah, good day for relics anyway. I'll do some more research on that at home and see if I can come up with a positive ID. Love it. On that plug there, which I've replaced, I found my oldest coin of the day, a 1942 penny. And in this hole here, the plug of which I have not yet replaced, I found its twin, a 1942 penny. That's two 1942 pennies virtually out of the same hole. I'm going to check this again for more signals. Okay, I was honestly going to give up on this signal. You can see there's a plug there that I've replaced. There's a big old hole here, and I didn't detect anything in the hole, and just a faint trace of a beep from my pro pointer on the clump. Got a signal. I just pull this out, and it's a fancy little heart. Not sure if it's a locket, not sure if it's silver. It looks old. It does look like a locket, a silver locket. And it's still got a bit of string attached to it. This is so cool. Not sure if it's silver yet or not. If it is, it's really tarnished. More like a silver wash over copper, but look at the fancy on it. Very fancy front. I'm assuming that's a front. I'm going to clean that off a little bit and show it to you again in a minute. Okay, it does in fact say sterling on it. Right down at the bottom of the back. I'm going to zoom in, hoping that this is at least somewhat focused. And turn it over. And it's got a beautiful design on the front. Hope that wind doesn't bother you too much. Let's shift a little bit. Yeah, sterling silver pendant locket. And haven't opened it up yet. I think I'll wait till I get home to do that, just so I don't damage anything, if in fact it can be opened. I don't see a hinge. It might just be a very solid piece of sterling silver, which would be really cool. That's the find of the day. Well, folks, this is turning out to be a banner day. I think I've got a silver. I haven't even taken it out of the plug yet. I can just see the rim of it there. Let's just kind of relish the moment, and we'll see what it is together. Hopefully, if I can ID it. Oh, it's tiny. Could it be? Could it be another fish scale? Another 5-cent piece? No, it looks more like just a dime. Does look like silver though. Oh shoot, no. That looks like King Edward there. This is an old dime. I can certainly get a date off of this too. Hang on. Turns out I've got a beautiful King George V silver dime from 1919. And many of you want to know what the signals were as I dig them. Well, this one was hopping around from 1985, from 85 to 90. So it gave me a wide range of signals. But that's a 1919 King George silver dime, and it's in pretty impressive condition. I'm going to run that underwater when I get home and grade it and just see exactly what kind of shape it's in. What a day. Well, hello everyone, and welcome back to Digging Halton. I'm Kevin. This is this week's wrap-up for, what date is it? June 22nd, I think it is today, 23rd maybe. But a lot of field footage this week. Not going to show you everything, that's for sure, because we'll be here for an hour and a half, and I want to keep my videos down to about 20 minutes. This week is a special week also because I've just completely blown through 120 subscribers, so we're going to do the draw for the special prize, and I'll show you that after the wrap-up. So let's get started, and I'll show you the various items that I found. I'm just going to detach my camera here. While I'm at it, I'm going to promote the Georgetown Beer Festival, Head for the Hills. That's in September. You can see that online. It's a great event every year here in Georgetown, and one of the best beer festivals around anywhere, I think. Let's get started. We'll show you first the less important relics. Just flim-flam thingamabobs. This is a pull tab I've never had before. It says New Grape on it. Toronto. So yeah, I should have a collection of unusual pull tabs maybe, but there you go, that's that. This is a big old chunk of lead. I seem to get one of these every week now, but that was might have been used for soldering or something like that, I don't know, but certainly it's broken off there on both ends. A pen barrel, some copper pipes, and pipe fitting, a hose fitting of some kind, some copper strapping, this old hook with some wood still attached to it. Not sure where that came from. This is one of those pins. I'm not sure what it says and can't even begin to find out what that's all about. A little chain here, wasn't attached to anything, just 2 links from a chain, so kind of makes you wonder. Onto the better finds. This really got me excited. I thought it might be something really important because I saw the bottom of it first, and I thought, oh, this is gold. And turns out no, it's just costume jewelry. Pretty nice though. It's a peacock with some turquoise colored stones or cut glass in it. There's no writing on it whatsoever, so certainly not gold. And not sure what was going on there at the back of it. It's got a bit of a shank type thing. Didn't check to see if that was threaded, probably not. So I don't know how it attached to whatever it was attached to. But really cool finds. Well, this is a brand new keychain. A good quality keychain. I can just start using it. A couple of keys, one of them older than the other, although this one has an interesting design. I've never seen one of those before. And a true square nail. It's got a square head and a square shank Might have had a little bit broken off there at the bottom, but that was indication of probably late 1800s, early 1900s activity in that location. This here is actually a miniature, tiny little football. It might have come out of a Cracker Jack box or something. That's exactly what it is. Very light, it's hollow. So there you go. I had to do some research on this little button here. It says Perrin Frères on it, which is Perrin Brothers in French, and PF. So it turns out they're a construction company of all things. I don't know what this attached to. Some kind of a button, that's all I know. Other stuff, this here is a really weird piece of jewelry. It's junk jewelry. Not sure how it attached or what it attached to. This looks like a clock gear. Yeah, cog and gear. A very tiny little pocket knife that says Fort George on it. You saw me dig that up in the video there. One thing also that was very interesting is this little toe ring. It is sterling. It's one of several sterling silver jewelry pieces that I found this week. The other one being this sterling silver heart that I just found yesterday. It says sterling in the back. Now my theory is that this was in a fire, because that's not normal tarnish for silver. That is very black, looks like it's been exposed to very high heat. But you can see at the bottom there, sterling, and it's also got ECCO at the very bottom, and I did some research on that, and all I could find out was that it's a shoe company. I don't think it has anything to do with this really beautiful little etched sterling silver heart, though. Just a beautiful little heart. It's not a what do you call it? It's not a locket. That's the word I'm looking for. It's not a locket. It's just a solid piece of sterling silver, which could be worth something. A couple of other items of junk jewelry, I guess, or this could be a belt accessory of some kind. I don't know. It's just got a plain coat of arms on it. It doesn't mean anything that I can find out about anyway, but it's got some kind of a silver or gold wash on it. And this here got me excited too. I thought for sure this was silver. It is a thistle, some sort of button. It's got a full erect shank on the back. No words on it at all, so not sterling, but it is fairly heavy. So let's go on now to the pennies. Yes, another record for pennies this week. They seem to be attracted to my detector. How many have we got? 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 100 and 118 pennies this week. And that doesn't include the special ones that I found, the older ones, because I set them aside. Let's move on now to the spendable coins. Last week I had $82.70. This week I've got $8 for a total of $90.70. So it's getting up there. Older pennies, it's a 1931 Wheatie in reasonable shape. I believe these are 1952 and 1956. And then three 1942 pennies found in the same field, two of them in the same hole. So in 1942 somebody lost 3 pennies. Now for special coins, this is a silver. It's a what did I say it was? A 1964, I believe. No, 1961. It's the first effigy of Queen Elizabeth on the front there. Reasonable shape. And these two little beauties here. Canadian dimes, early Canadian dimes. One from 1915, one from 1919. And really, really nice shape. I'll zoom in here a little bit so you can see those. Again, this was found in the same place as that sterling silver heart pendant, and looks like it's been exposed to some heat or fire damage. The front's not quite so bad. It retains a lot of detail. And the 1915 one, not quite so much. Trash this week, yeah, got a lot of it. There's my trash for this week, just half a bucket load. And I'll throw all that out, of course. There's my penny bucket, so you can imagine when I add the pennies to that I got this week, this thing's filling up pretty fast. And I thought if I filled it by the end of the season, that would be a lofty goal, but it's filling up really fast. Okay, now it's time for the giveaway. A lot of people have been anticipating this week. I have finally blown right through 120 subscribers. So I printed out a list of all of the names that I could collect for the subscribers between number 80 and number 120. I could only come up with 31 names, unfortunately, simply because a lot of subscribers had their subscription notices on private as opposed to public, so I didn't get to see that. Others did send me a comment or leave a comment. Where's that shadow coming from? Sorry. So you can see your name here if you did enter. I apologize if you subscribed and your name is not here, but simply I gotta give this away this week. So I've got all of the names in an old tattered hat here. So I'm going to just pick one at random, and we'll see who's got it. Okay, I've got one right here, and the name is Rob Park. Congratulations, Rob. Rob is the rector at St. George's Anglican Church, actually, here in town. So I'll be happy to drop that off to you there, Rob, if you're watching this video. And you're the lucky receiver of this 1 troy ounce of solid pure silver. And
appreciate your support.
And guys, stay tuned for other great hunts. I'm going to be heading out to Vancouver again tomorrow. I'm not bringing my gear with me. I'm only going to be there for a couple of days. And then when I get back on Thursday, I've got a buddy joining me for a hunt. We haven't really decided exactly where we're going yet, but that should be fun. So there will be more footage by the end of the week. So thanks everybody for joining. Thanks for watching. Appreciate your support. Subscribe if you haven't. And there'll be a new giveaway announced next week. So look forward to that. Take care everybody. Have a great week.